At the end of the day, I hope the way I perform on the court can inspire people. But the things I do off the court is what I want people to take away from me.
Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 24-year-old Devin Booker is the starting shooting guard for the NBA's Phoenix Suns. Booker was the 13th overall pick in the 2015 NBA draft. Having played college ball at powerhouse program, the University of Kentucky Wildcats, Booker has gained spotlight since his single year with the Cats. In his already brief career in the league, Booker has already made an appearance in the NBA All-Star Game. With all that attention, there can't be much one doesn't already know about the sharpshooter. Keep watching this video as we bring you the top 10 things you may not know about Devin Booker. Number 10, basketball father. It's not hard to fall in love with the game when one of your parents also played the sport. Booker's father, Melvin, was a star player of Moss Point High School in Mississippi that led him to signing with the University of Missouri, where he earned conference honors as a senior. He wasn't drafted by the NBA and would go on to play in the minor leagues before he finally made it to the NBA and played in over 20 games. His career wouldn't end there because he would finish his career with multiple seasons with the European League. The love of basketball certainly runs through the veins of Booker as he learned it from a pro. Booker's father brings us to our next spot on the list with a move to improve. Moved to Mississippi, number 9. Booker played basketball in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and was a solid athlete on the team, and even played on the varsity team when he was just a junior varsity athlete. For Booker to truly improve his basketball skills, his father firmly believed that his son needed to make the move to Moss Point, Mississippi, where Melvin Booker worked as the assistant coach. The move ended up paying off, as he would become the school's all-time leading scorer with more than 2,500 points and participate in prestigious basketball camps like Kevin Durant's Skills Academy, LeBron James' Skills Academy, and the CP3 Elite Guard Camp. Booker would go on to play college ball with the Kentucky Wildcats, where he would only lose one game. That was definitely a move in the right direction for Booker. Having achieved a certain level of greatness will certainly bring out the hunger. Check out our next number for more details on that. Number 8. Competitive spirit. Trash talking and that competitive spirit are expected from professional athletes. It's a crucial part of their game. The two go together like peanut butter and jelly. Devin Booker takes that competitive do-or-die spirit to a whole different level though. He's known for arriving to practices earlier than his teammates to work on his shooting, and insists on keeping the practice going until he has beaten each of his teammates in a game of knockout. If Booker happens to notice a player he hasn't yet beaten exit the practice facility, he will keep the player on the court so he will have the opportunity to knock out each of his teammates in the game. This isn't new to Booker, and his dad states he was like that growing up. There was even an incident where a much larger and skilled player beat Booker in a game of one-on-one, but Booker continued to play against the other athlete until he could finally say he won a game against him. That competitive spirit has paid off immensely as Booker continues to dazzle fans with his sharp shooting skills. Number 7. Travel junkie. Traveling across the globe is expected of professional athletes. They are quite often in different cities throughout a season and see many parts of the country. Booker's love for travel doesn't stop there though, as he claims his passport to be one of the items he can't live without.
I get excited for the stamp, so every time I get a stamp, I always look back and think of all the past memories I have in different countries.
Booker was first introduced to traveling when he would visit his father, who at the time was playing ball overseas. China is said to be his favorite destination spot, and he gets excited whenever he lands a new stamp in his passport. One of Booker's goals is to visit a different country each year until he has visited them all. This will most likely not be an issue for Booker, and he should get ready to make some additional room in that current passport. Good thing Booker is a travel junkie, because he may be adding another country to that passport soon. Take a glimpse at our next fact about Booker you may not know. Number 6. Latin roots. Booker's father is of African American descent, while his mother's ancestry comes from Puerto Rico. His maternal grandfather hails from Mexico, and Booker hopes to one day soon visit his extended family in Mexico. A plus for Booker, having strong ties to Puerto Rico allows him the privilege of playing ball for the Puerto Rican national team if he so chooses. Number 5. Career highs. Booker set a career high in points and broke an NBA record early on in his young career when he racked up 70 points in a single game against the Boston Celtics. With this point total, he became only the 6th player in NBA history to score 70 points in a single game, but that total allowed him to break the record of the youngest player to score that many points in one game when he did so at the young age of 20. He would also set the record for the Phoenix Suns franchise as most points in a single game by a Suns player. Another record would be broken by Booker when at 22 he became the youngest player to have consecutive 50-point game. One can only wonder what else Booker will accomplish in his bright career.
Able to have some fun as Booker winding this one down. Gets to the rim. The finish and the foul.
Number 4. Middle school friendships. Playing basketball with other greats in the game comes as no surprise for athletes growing up. But what comes as shocking is when you and your counterparts knew each other from middle school and all eventually make it into the NBA. At a Nike training camp, Booker met and befriended future NBA players D'Angelo Russell and Tyler Ulis. The three have shared stories about them sneaking out at night during the camp and returning undetected.
Reuniting with him is great. He's been gone all season. Left me behind, left me stranded, but it's a lot of fun.
Number 3. Essentials. There are just some things Devin Booker claims he can't live without, things that he always travels with on his person. We all have those go-to items in our travel bag, but Booker's are extremely unique. One of these essential items is a deck of bicycle playing cards. Booker states he's always been a fan of card games and considers himself an expert at the game of spades. Since coming into the league, he's now taken on the game of Boo-Ray, a game he and teammates play in their hotel rooms. Another travel essential for the Phoenix Suns shooting guard is a Bluetooth speaker. Booker insists on turning the volume down on games while turning the music up through the speaker. Booker's a huge fan of music and prefers watching games to his music playlist versus listening to the commentators. We understand that one, Booker. You can simply provide your own commentating, considering your skill level. Booker has another fine essential which lands at our next spot on the list. Let's get watching. Number 2. Wine connoisseur. An ongoing trend for NBA players as of late has been the topic of fine wines. This especially became prevalent in the NBA bubble during the close of the 2020 season in Orlando. Booker traveled to Napa for the first time not long ago and came across a wine drop stopper, something that Booker always keeps handy and introduces to all his friends. Booker has even gone on to have custom engraved drop stoppers made with his initials. Booker and other players will frequently dine at restaurants and share stories of their favorite wines, and sometimes bring along one of their favorite bottles or two. Not only is Booker a talented athlete, but he has great taste too. Perhaps one of Booker's greatest memories brings us to our top spot, and it's something to remember.
There's a lot of guys around the league that we talk about wine now, and we'll go out to dinner and do a couple bottles. Everybody will bring their own bottle, and we just have conversation.
Number 1. Message from a legend. A dream of most fans of the game is to meet and/or get an autograph from a future Hall of Famer in the sport. This is something that would top the list of millions. But Booker was able to take that a bit further when he received a personalized message from the late Kobe Bryant. During Booker's rookie year, the Kobe Bryant not only gifted Booker with a pair of shoes, but the message he wrote on the gift is what really stood out. Kobe wrote the words, "Be legendary," on the shoes when he gave them to the star player. Those are words that mean so much to an up-and-coming athlete, but when they come from the legendary Kobe Bryant, it has much more meaning behind them. Based off what Booker has been doing in the league, it appears he's doing just that. And perhaps Kobe is looking down on him from above. Is there something about Devin Booker we left off this list? Something you've heard about the young superstar that deserves to be included here? What are your thoughts on that personalized message from the Mamba himself? Share your thoughts on Booker down below in the comments. Before you go, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when we post more great content like this. Thanks for tuning in.